No changing of the game today here, Wyatt, as Shopify Rebellion to kick things off. Gonna have such a strong performance over on Breeze. I definitely like some of the ideas that Decimate had, but it's up against Shopify Rebellion. That's just a tough draw.
Yeah, I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with the sentiment of what Baby Bay was saying at the end of that map. There were so many rounds opened up by Decimate in really excellent ways, and then it just fell apart in the late rounds where Shopify's post-plant game was so much significantly better that they were winning time and time again. Situations where they look at the first kills. How did DCM have 10 first kills? Shopify's 8, and they lost 13-5. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It was the late round game was so much better from Shopify that it didn't matter that they were constantly in man disadvantaged situations.
Yeah, I was definitely intrigued to see where we would end up with that first kills, because that kind of speaks the same to the series yesterday. When Shopify down, they were still never out. But we did get to see a different face be popping up in this series. These are some crazy stats here, Gompers, because it's not Noya did bad first day. Noya just never had a chance to play the game first day because the rest of her team just slaughtered them before she got there.
I'm pretty sure yesterday Floor just kind of took over, obviously, and now Noya's like, yeah, that kind of sucks, but I'm here as well. I think Noya was just like, all right, today's my media day, and I'm gonna have fun with it, because 26 already coming into this for that second day is crazy, and not to mention, it felt flawless on this map.
Yeah, also just keep in mind on that graphic where it says day 1 versus day 2. Day 1 was 2 maps, but they won 13-2 and 13-0, and day 2 was 1 map. I mean, yeah, Noya was actually just filing her taxes yesterday during the game and is now playing and deciding to get every kill on the server, and was one of the reasons that they recovered so many of those rounds where they were down early to a pop kill from Zan or some little aggressive play that DCM went for.
Yeah, I mean, Noya is that clutch god when we're looking at things. Shopify Rebellion and some of the closer matches they had last year, Noya was always such a step-up player. If Noya's alive in the round, there's always a chance. Even that one round where she had 1 health and it was the 1v2, there is still the world where Noya can win those Gompers. Like, she's just incredible.
Noya is incredible, but I will have to say, it was a pretty tough game given by to DCM. I think Decimate did a really good job at holding back Shopify. My mic is slipping away. It's scaring me. But they had a really good game going against Shopify. I think this is the first time we got to see Shopify actually struggle a bit. And a great example of this is Rise, right? In this moment, playing on the KO, not only pushing back this team and suppressing them to pause any sort of engagement, but then leading them straight back to Zan down towards mid, and that basically won them the round. It was beautiful the way that they handled that situation, and I think it's moments like those where you can see the vision and you can see this team has so much potential, but you're playing against Floor and Noya as to where it really is just the aim that wins the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I was, again, really impressed with DCM, and kind of on the other side of that coin, as to what you were illustrating with that replay, Gompers. There were also rounds in which their great team play just got nullified by the Shopify players being so sick individually. This was round 2. DCM won their pistol. It was looking like, oh my god, they've got some momentum. Look at that backside flash from Rise. So clean to get that swing, and then it comes down to a 1v1. Noya has 16 health and ends up winning this clutch out. And then all of a sudden, that pistol round, totally irrelevant. The economy back in the hands of Shopify. And what could have turned, you know, that early round momentum, if they win that round, could turn into something significant. Who knows? Maybe they have some good strat where they win the bonus. They were so good at getting those early round kills, but momentum taken away because Shopify, even when the DCM teamwork is good, they just shoot them too. So,
see, Decimate, I like the ideas coming out. As you said, it was just, they were just getting outskilled, out-killed by Shopify Rebellion later on. And I'm hoping we get to see a little bit more of the ideas from Decimate going on forward in the series, because they have some good fundamentals. But I am worried with where they are headed next, because next up, we get Icebox. This is where we got to see the Shopify Rebellion 13-0 yesterday. And again, Baby was talking about, yeah, Decimate, like, it's not unwinnable. There's these different things. But when I'm looking at Icebox and just this full series overall, Gompers, I think this is the point at which it does start looking a little bit unwinnable.
Yeah, Icebox is a little scurry. I don't know. I feel like Icebox is definitely the map that... Well, also, we got to see Shopify and Icebox yesterday, too. So when you look at the results that we got to see yesterday and then you're coming into Icebox today, the only thing you can think of is the performance that we saw and if that's going to carry on over. And the chances of that happening, obviously, 13-5 are very, very high.
That's the problem. I didn't see any weaknesses coming out from Shopify Rebellion. I didn't even get to see any too big of strats coming out because they didn't need to at any point. They're just so capable in being able to take these consistent 3-4Ks with Fluorescent and with Sarah just running the charge there. So the Icebox looking so strong. I'm not really sure where you can find that flaw in Shopify Rebellion's gameplay, but maybe we can find different places for Decimate to take advantage. Heading into our agent select, I feel like we have an expectation of what we can expect here from Shopify, Wyatt.
That is
what
some...
about over on the other end?
Whoa, okay.
Ooh, okay.
Honestly, I'm not mad at it. Listen, I'm not mad at this decision at all. This is a very interesting comp. Reyna, we saw recently from Osbos on this map. He was going crazy. It's very rare, but I'm happy to see a map from them where they're gonna totally mix things up. Surely they won't also get 13-0'd. I really do like that they're bringing something new to the table, a different offering here against Shopify. You know, they displayed some solid moments of teamwork on the first map. If they can do that with an unorthodox comp, they could definitely squeeze out some more rounds here on Icebox, I think.
I'm excited for the comp. I love to see some good Reyna gameplay. We got to see Zan, obviously, in that first game with some really clean 3Ks. I feel like, too, Gomps, there's definitely ways with this composition that they could be looking to use utility to be shutting down Fluorescent, because I feel like that might be such a big key thing going on into this map.
Yeah, and I think that's what they did so well last time, honestly. Again, Rise being such a star player within the game that we got to see on Breeze. The suppression's constantly coming through. Not only that, but then the pressure as well. Being able to play off of that with San. And just in general, just maneuvering their way everywhere on the map and having that map control. At the same time, I think that's what's going to carry them, kind of like what you said. That's where the util starts to come in, and I do believe they have that. But every time they threw down the util, Floor was throwing down the shots, and Noi was throwing it down too. So that's where the conflict starts to come in.
Well, it's time to see if this can be a map that goes a little bit further, if Decimate can be pressuring Shopify Rebellion at all, or if we're going to see another strong performance, maybe even at 13, I don't know, coming out from Shopify Rebellion.
It won't happen again, surely.
Surely it can't happen again, but to find out for that one, that's going to be going over to our casters, Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you, Sierra. There's no way, right? I mean, in a Harbor Viper Reyna Gecko comp, there's no way, right?
I mean, it's going to be cool to watch, right? Because you're going to see a lot of Harbor, like, cascades and stuff, block off certain angles, and then I'm assuming you're going to see, like, a Reyna flash paired up with the Gecko Eye, right? So, if you're trying to break one, you're not going to break the other. I think that's the whole purpose of the comp. It is very explosive when you actually do hit the site, but the problem is they don't have a gap closer.
No dive, no go button or anything like that. You're right. Yeah.
So on attack, I think they're going to struggle quite a bit.
Yeah.
But on this defense, we'll see. See what happens there.
It's pretty light towards B. They've already seen the drone. Misu has. Got tagged by it. But they've kind of left B. See that dart coming out.
Cool dart lineup.
Yeah. Floor's already gotten some high ground, and it's free.
The Valorant meta right now. Hit site, play retake. But SR has so much space here because of Floor going up on that top tube area. And that's why Jet is so good on this map, is you can go on these aggressive elevated angles like that. Look at that Gecko flash.
Right now, though. Oh, that was really good time. She still gets the kill. What do you mean, bro?
So insane.
Ow!
So insane, dude. And this is already impossible, it feels like, for the likes of Zad.
I mean, just get out of here, man. Like...
I mean, you see it, right? The flash was actually good. Like, that's the play that they wanted to make. Maybe they should have thrown it a little bit faster, I would say, like because it kind of hovered for a little bit too long and gave Floor the time of day to actually flick to it and shoot before the peak came out. But
you're nitpicking.
I mean,
you're hard.
It is, right? But for Florida to shoot that so late while the swing is still coming through and get one, like that readjustment in itself, it's crazy.
And it was a double face, man. Like it was two. Whatever. She's insane.
The team play for SR is just so nice to watch too. Like, because right off that contact as well, you have somebody default that swings, right? So even if Floor dies there, you have somebody swinging off of her to clean it all up. And you're just gonna see a classic El Clasico A hit coming here from SR.
Dude, the dart is perfect. Dan has nowhere to go. There's no dive. There's no way to get out. A bulldog in the face of DCM and very high likelihood that you're down 2-0.
Clean too. Nobody taken out. Oh! Usually in those scenarios, I whiff. Long range Spectre. I swear the gun doesn't shoot straight, but for Alexis, that was clean. That was very, very clean. That's just your classic A hit, right? The wall comes through, dart and drone comes out. Floor not going too aggressive, sitting behind the wall, gets the spam kill, and that ultimately opens up the entire site, right, Doug? So just fundamental nice hits here from SR.
Yeah.
Something we haven't seen already. We saw this yesterday.
No, and I think this is I think this kind of highlights how complete this team is, right? Because they're excellent in the little things, the fundamentals. They do things so carefully and so methodically, and then they have the explosive playmaking that pops with it. They're just, I mean, they're insane.
Yeah, they really are. Early B control here with the cascade, and they drone up, so they know no one's pushed up close B. That allows for the mid walk up. They're gonna hear this turret now.
Noya's got a really good spot here. If she strikes right, DC will fall. What?
No
She's
way!
gonna do it again! I don't get it, man. Emlo is now left alone with 5 HP.
Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Doug. I need some of what she ate for breakfast.
I mean,
I just need some. Just what is it? Like, what could it have been? Banana?
I have no idea. I don't know.
That.
Yeah, maybe bananas, peanut butter. I like.
That's what I used to eat
just
before
been
matches.
Nuts, man.
Well, banana.
Yeah.
Pre-game banana.
Yeah, but also you never shot like that. Just saying.
Yeah, you're right, bro. Actually right, bro. You're actually right. I dashed in and died.
Dude, if Noya is farming this way, if Floor is still making big plays, like how do you do it? How do you beat a team like this? You're just kind of hoping that they mess up, to be honest.
I was literally gonna say, like, I didn't want to say it too early, but like 13-0, Doug, like that's got to be in the back.
Oh, chill.
Decimate's head.
Chill.
I mean, but like as a player, like, I feel like their goal into this map is to not get 13-0, right? Because like they saw it happen already, right? And they saw in the like the fashion and the way that it happened, right? I think their goal is right now is like, all right, we just need one. Just get one on the board, and then anything is possible from there.
Let's revisit this at like 7-0. If we get there, then I'll start getting I'll start sweating a little bit.
All right, fair.
It's still just too early. They've got a rifle in the hands of Rise.
These rounds
hero
haven't
rifle.
even been close though. Like
no, yeah, they haven't.
Even when they were down in the gun game, the Guardian Noya just getting 3 headshots.
Interesting decision here to leave the rifle in the hands of Rise. And instantly is going to get pushed off. The drone makes that effectively just not a factor. Yeah.
Since they already had conditioned on the previous eco round that they hit A in full effect, actually. That actually baited out rotations from B already. People are here in mid.
Carry note.
Look at that harbor utility. It's so beautiful.
It's perfect. I mean, it's literally perfect.
Oh.
They consider everything.
It's amazing. Even the alarm bot for them in mid. Usually you see the defense side have an alarm bot in mid, but Noya using an aggressive alarm bot there to cover her back.
Everything is just so well considered. So Shopify have gotten onto B. They've gotten the spike down. They have mid control
to get out. It's just
perfect.
It's amazing.
They still have the alarm bot that
no.
Noya can play off of.
Oh, go for it, Noya. Why not? Go for it. You're close to your ult.
Yeah, you might as well.
You're popping off all game.
And even if you die, you have 5,000 credits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go for it. Why not try to build that ult up? Looks like Floor is going to be the person that hunts. And the spray down.
2 found. Zan and Emlua remain. Looks like they're just going to try to die to the spike. And so Shopify gets a 4.
With ease.
Still, yeah. You're absolutely right, though, Dre. These have not looked like difficult rounds at all.
Like even like the last map, right? Like the hope that I saw was the first bloods going in the way of Decimate, and we actually saw that they had 2 more first bloods than SR, even though they lost 13-5.
Yeah, which is rare. I mean, that's uncommon. Yeah,
exactly right. But yeah, I definitely agree with this timeout here, right? You got to stop the bleeding. You got to try to put yourself in a spot where you can get these first bloods again. But on a map like Icebox, it's just so hard to get the first bloods, especially when you're going up against this double controller comp with the KJ, with the Sova, right? That can just methodically take sections of a map out, right, at a time. Right? Like you already see the Cascade coming out B-long with the drone, and that covers the drone so it doesn't get spammed from top yellow or anything, so you actually get all the info if somebody's close. Yeah. All the players are scaling, right? If somebody tries to take a timing and peek out while the drone's going through, they're gonna get punished because SR is holding for those pushes. So it's just the fundamental defaults right now for SR that is just punishing and not allowing Decimate to get the first bloods that they got on Breeze.
And like you were saying, that was their one like bright spot.
Exactly.
Right? Like, and if that's not falling their way this time around, it somehow has the potential to be worse than it was before. But still plenty of Valorant to play, still plenty of ideas. Perhaps on the other side of this timeout, Decimate can show us a little something to inject some hope into the fans, because there hasn't been very much to talk about. No ult online here either, because they really haven't been able to do very much at all.
I do like this from the likes of Decimate, like getting aggressive here on the A site. That is probably one of the only spots you will find a first fight, and that can be beneficial. But as I say that, I mean,
Floor was pinging that spot as soon as she updrafted.
Must have heard a footstep. And look, they're just gonna drone this area out. Push back any aggression. The likes of Decimate, not allowing them to even out the numbers. Now this A hit's gonna come through, Doug.
And there's gonna be plenty of resistance here. Remember, they have guns. Sand pushing forward, getting one, and then trying to get away, but she's left her teammates to die.
Movement.
The aggressive dash is so good, man. She just goes all the way, pushes in, leaves no room for Decimate to play.
That movement from Floor was unbelievable. That was so sick to watch, Doug. Just something so small as she's on pipes and she jumps to the top of it instead of trying to wrap all the way around and look down. So aware of the angles and the positioning of the enemy team. And then after that, dashing on to screens, right? Getting the kill on the site. Dropping again, going backside. Look at this replay. It's beautiful. Even tapping the rope right there at the end. It's all micro mechanics, right? But like if anybody's dialed in on where Floor is playing, they have to like reposition their crosshair because these angles are just so out of the norm. Getting so much value on elevations, and that's what I was talking about, Doug, right? The Jet gets so much value on this map. I mean, we've seen so many good Jet players on this map, right? Aspas, Dirk, Floor, up there definitely.
Thought for a second Floor was gonna hit that shot. I really did.
The crazy thing is that she's ready for it. Like, look at this, right?
It was the second time around, but she hit it. She got hers. Xana's pushed up pretty aggressively here, just the Sheriff.
See how SR is so aware though, right? Like, they're even holding, like 4 people are holding because they know that it's the only gap on the map, right?
Yeah.
It's just clinical right now. Yeah, even a jiggle right there, right? Okay, one's flank.
Well, and I think they just do such a good job of having a beautiful push and pull, right? Like Floor takes the early peek, And then you see that aggressive side of things, but then you see the other side where they're 4 clearing, where they're cascading kitchen, where they're holding the alarm bot mid, where they're throwing a shoulder to spawn. It's nuts.
Even just in this round, right? Floor dashing onto Jen with a smoke that Alexis threw, right? That little cove, which by the way protects Floor from getting any type of spam, right?
Right.
That is just so cool that they have an exec like that.
Oh, and now they're playing post planters too.
Yep.
Oh, Floor's human. Unlucky.
Yeah. First time, perhaps? First time win?
Look at that. The nanos, the shock darts.
This is tough.
Yeah, but there is still, I mean, now the spam becomes a problem, right? I thought for a second they might have a little bit of room to work with. The wall goes down. The time is short, though. There's just no way they get into it.
Oh, nice shot.
It's a nice shot. Man. Yeah, that was great. But you're still down 6-0. Like, I know we said we wouldn't talk about it until we got to 7-0, but it doesn't look good.
That's the dangers of playing against this comp, Doug. Like, if the bomb actually does get down, and to be fair, so far, SR has been getting the first blood almost every single time, and also that drone has been getting so much value. It's not being broken, right? So it's seeing that nobody's playing in these sites, which allows the bomb to get down scot-free. And once that bomb is down, you have to worry about Viper mollies, you have to worry about shock darts, you have to worry about KJ mollies, right? It's just so much utility.
That's a great start to the round. They have the Reckoning in there too.
The trade is just right there.
Dude, this is actually a great start from Decimate. I love what they've tried to do here, but they gotta get the frags.
Oh.
No more pressure in from Garage. And a delayed push from Misu mid. They know. They're expecting it.
Hanging around for too long with Zan there.
Yeah.
Opting to try to go for the heal, and the dismiss was definitely the correct play in that scenario. To guarantee that there could be no trade, right?
Right.
So you can finally have a 4v5 in this half. So much invested into that round too.
I like it because you have to put together something, right? To try to turn momentum. And it was a really cool idea. It just wasn't enough. Now, Alexis has the spike. She's one away from Reckoning.
Good Mel.
They just know. They're so sharp.
Toxin screen down.
That should cause Misu to back up.
Yeah.
Go back to mid. But now what do you do, right? I mean, you got a Harbor ult. You got a Sova ult. You got Floor with knives. I mean, this is so hard.
That was a big investment of ults. The money doesn't look great for DCM if they don't pull this off.
Exactly. Harbor ult would have been prime right now, especially in this type of retake, but
there it is. You asked for it. They can play so far off. Melso has a spit. Sarah still has a shock.
It's not half, by the way.
No, it was just to draw out the ult, but time is ticked away so far at this point. Even if they get the frags, it's going to be hard. I still don't think there's enough time.
Oh, this
really
would be so close.
I don't think so, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
What? 0.06. We had to sync up for that one, Doug. We had to.
Unreal. Did we jinx it?
I mean,
is this our fault?
I mean, that was such a close round, dude.
Oh my goodness, dude. I thought for sure there wouldn't be enough time.
0.06, like right down to the wire.
Time for a field test.
And I mean, now the pressure of being 13-0'd not on the table anymore, yeah?
Yeah. They've broken the dam. I mean, that's tough. But I mean, you're right though. Jokes aside, they've gotten around on the board. Maybe they can convert. Oh no, it's not getting any better. But she's not expecting mid. Yeah.
I thought Belle was gonna toy with her food for a second there, Doug. That's what it looked like.
I thought so too. Yeah. I thought so too, but unfortunately not the case. You see Spit coming through. They still managed to get the spike down. Carry with the lockdown. How do they play this? There's going to be a late flank. And Zan is already ready for it. Look at how she just repositioned. Oh. She's going to get away with this. She's going to be covered. Oh, they're both down. And so now we're in a stalemate where 4 members of the game are detained.
This is definitely doable.
quick pause just to buy some time, and now the action resumes.
Oh, Floor is actually finessing so hard right now.
No way.
Should be an audio key, though.
She whiffed everything. That's not good. But Noya's still up. Emlo, half the spam, doesn't even get that far. Shopify get another round.
See, even with that Viper's Pit, this post-plant scenario for SR is just too strong. It's just too good, Doug.
Can I get this?
And Floor, the awareness to stay inside with the ult, right? Understanding that somebody might try to go for a kill, right? Or might try to break their KGL. Just these small little plays. This kill's so crucial in winning that post plant.
Yeah, absolutely. That's got to be so frustrating
And
if you're DCM.
Yeah, even though DCM basically stole that last round,
Yeah.
SR claps right back. All right, we gave you one.
Yep.
Little pity round, some would say. I think Decimate should know that there's two players in this tunnel area hearing both those guns, but I mean, what can you even do about it? Are you gonna re-clear? Like, you've gotten punished every single time you've tried to go for a re-clear in this mid area of the map, right?
And look at their buy. I mean, you can't even really play that. You have to play the map differently.
They are pinging this kitchen area of the map, so the re-clear should come out here from carry, but already SR on this B side of the map, just moving around. They're not picking the right side this time, though, Doug, so if they do commit to this B, there is 4 people here already, 5 even, but Noya.
Yep, Noya. Always Noya. That late flank. They have guessed correctly. Izzy's cleared out. The spam through his floor, pushes forward, popping out on the other side of the cloudburst. Popping Rise's head.
That's just crazy.
Hang on. 1v2. Spike still not planted. Weapon upgraded, but 85 HP, no armor. And it's Noya. It's always Noya, man.
It was so fast, too. It was so fast. Look at how SR is changing the way they're playing the post plan on this B side of the map, right? The last time they were in this scenario, they all played out, right? Because they had ults. This time, they do a harbor wall to fight Snowman. And they go at, like, super aggro, catching all of Decimate off guard. You saw how late that Gecko flash was. By the time it went out, you already have Floor dashing into snow right behind you.
Yeah.
It's just really smart IGLing and great, like, changes to just things that they've shown previously. I like this from Decimate.
Yeah, they showed a similar cascade in the previous round, just to try to threaten some of this mid pressure. But ultimately, it looks like it's going to be Zan pushing it through A.
This is everything right here.
Noya has no idea. Oh, Noya has an idea. Noya gets the kill too. I mean, they're trying to do aggressive things. They're trying to take the fight to Shopify, but it's just not enough, man.
And look, everyone's already leaning back towards A. Maybe they're gonna go for a re-clear in mid. That would be next level.
Orb goes up. They cross. They might even get the kill.
It's so risky from Nisu.
I mean, you're down 8-1. You got to take a gamble, right?
You are right. Yeah, you are 100% right. I mean, and you know what? To be fair, I like that they're not backing down from those gambles. Look, that's that Kobe I was talking about.
Yeah.
I think Sarah peeked a little bit too early there. Should have waited for the dash.
The Reckoning used. Mel dancing around Emluo, causing so many problems backside. They can get the pit. Oh, they can try to get the pit down. And they do. Mel left alone. Now covered by the pit. Spike scooped up. A tap, a threat. Any toes
10 seconds.
found? No. No challenge. They're respecting this so much. Misu's so weak. Oh, that spam is scary.
She has a chance now.
The spam is scary, but she manages to avoid it.
2 mollies, Doug. She has 2 mollies still.
And all the time in the world. All the space to play. She gets them both. It's a clutch from Mel, and it's another round for Shopify.
Oh my gosh. And maybe a little bit of a blunder from Decimate. Maybe they should have had somebody just run at the bomb. Time was so low.
Delete.
I mean, Amlu had such a good, she did such a good job there of trading kills back and forth on the site, but I mean, what more can you do? That Viper's pick got, it's so hard to retake into that.
Yeah, dude, that pit is crazy.
And on top of that, having both those mollies to just like not even have to play near the bomb.
Right, you just buy time.
And you saw it,
yeah.
the molly's one shot. So OP. Early drone again, this time Zan punishing Floor.
They're still fighting, man. They're still shooting back.
This is where they want to fight too. Like, you want to go for these A fights when you have the Reyna, because the corners are so close that you can take a quick peek and get out fast, right?
Right.
Now Noya understanding off of all that A pressure, she has a timing to walk up mid here. And there is no turret up watching mid or alarm bot. So this is a huge gap.
But look at Carry.
Yeah, this is actually a really good spot to be playing in.
I think the question in my mind right now is, how do they choose to play this? Do they freeze here? Do they insert Noya? Does Carry stay?
They walk into Carry's crosshair, and they do.
And they die?
Oh, no!
Oh,
okay.
that could have been both.
Oh, we've seen this before, though. 2v scenarios.
Alexis has almost no health,
30
though.
seconds left.
True. Mel, though, is sitting on full, and I want to point out, she did just win the last clutch, so she is feeling hype right now. Look at her. She's already pushed up so aggressively.
The timing here is everything. If Alexis can wrap around and hit the timing just right, there's a shot at this.
I don't know if
she's just holding the flank.
I don't know if I like Mel playing this aggro. I would much
Alone.
rather have Alexis play alone here with the low HP. She should get
Yeah,
hard.
they're going to get ahead of it.
Standing.
No!
Mel falls. Not yet. And now there's a lot for Alexis to do.
Oh, she's just going to try to spam the bomb.
And she's not going to land it. They're going to stick the defuse out. Wingman's going to get it. DTM are going to get their second.
And the crowd goes wild, Doug. Go defuse the bomb.
Tell me a little bit more about what you saw there in that 2vx.
So I like it, right? You're down numbers. You want to try to catch the enemy team off guard, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like with Mel being so healthy, I would have really liked to see Alexis in that spot, because you're already 1 HP anyway, right? So if you're gonna get hard cleared,
yeah,
if you're gonna get hard cleared, right? Like, the best chance you have is getting that insta headshot, because if you don't kill that insta headshot, you're gonna get traded instantly anyway, right? And then allow Mel to be full HP into that 1v2, right?
Right.
So I would have much rather have seen a Harbor be in the one and done spot. But I mean, I don't blame them, right? They're winning the game with ease right now.
Yeah.
I mean, a 9-2 half on attack icebox is that's more than what you can want.
Reckoning used. 3 kills found. The half basically done.
Wow.
You should run.
Emlo and Carey left to recover the scraps and try to put something together. Now they have the lockdown in their faces too. The timing on this is big.
Oh, it's all falling apart now. It's all falling apart.
It's a flawless round to close out the half for Shopify. It's not 13-0, but it doesn't feel much better.
I mean, and honestly, they even set that up like pretty well, I would say, but SR is just so on point. They broke the Gecko Flash, they broke the Reyna Leer, and that was the combo that I was talking about that they need to do to have success, right? To catch players off guard, but SR was so dialed in on all the possibilities of that trap setup that both the flashes were broken. They didn't even tag anybody, Doug. And no value from this Gecko so far out of the side of Decimate. Rise had the ult there at the end, but couldn't use it.
Yeah, I think we only saw it used, once? Some value found in that crunch into B Garage. We'll see if the attack side's a bit of a different story.
Top floor up here is so scary.
I mean, gotta do something to try to push the pace.
I like SR. You see how they darted again just to get that insta reclear. I know they're not moving on the map now, but a lot of teams after that reclear on A, they would have already backed up. Now they should understand that this is not going to be an A hit. Noya still goes for a little peek there. That's how. That's the game we're playing right now, Doug.
Yeah, just min-maxing as best as it can. That's crazy. They're all gonna show up. DCM have to win this pistol. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They have to pull this off.
Yeah, if they lose this, it's going to be... They're setting themselves up for an impossible comeback.
And it's going to be so tough. Alexis still has a cove.
Oh, these
Like,
shots
she still
are
has
perfect.
that to play with. Alexis falls, though. There's the cove. They wrap around yellow. Zan falls. And they can still tuck in it. There's no other utility to get into it. So either they push it or they shoot it down. They got it to half. She's going to stick it. She's going to stick it the hole. Oh, she got stopped. It's been halved. Floor! Not going to pull it off as Misu wins the clutch.
Oh my gosh. Just harbor utility from both squads everywhere on the map. Just cutting off so many different angles. And Decimate finally winning the trades. And that was good. That reflank from mid was actually so clutch from Decimate.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Floor already still hitting these really nice shots.
Floor almost had another moment, man. Like, but huge out for Misu to clutch it up to keep him in this thing. Oh, they've got to read on this. Oh my gosh, they've got to read on it. Oh no. Mel gets away with 2.
It's a bad
Can they find any more? They're going to upgrade weapons. Maybe Emlua can stabilize and save. No other weapons have been scooped up. They're back to pistols. They've reset the situation.
Remaining.
Oh!
4 on the round from Emluo.
Grab this orb too.
Or threaten it.
I would be. Oh, I guess Rise is very close to Gecko Wall. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Those are some really nice kills from Emlu, Doug. Like really nice shots, especially that last peek at the end. On the floor, that was full confidence.
An ace for Em. A desperately needed one at that as iBuyPower ace comes through for DCM. They're still down 6, but signs of life. They win 2.
I mean, this could have been disastrous. Emlu bringing them back.
It almost was.
Some of these shots were ridiculous too. The last 2 kills she got were crazy. And Zan, not too warm on this map like we saw on the last map. I feel like Zan on the last map was winning a lot of those first exchanges at the least.
Yeah. Not the case this time around. You're absolutely right.
Really a util used. Will they commit this time though? Previous rounds they've just thrown the util to feint that they were going there, but I think I agree with this call. You do have the Gecko Wall.
Yeah. I don't know that it's a fake. Paves the way, wraps back around. Yeah, that 1-for-1 is nice. Especially if it's floor being down, if you're DCM.
Exactly.
Although, yeah, you still do have some of that harbor utility to kind of keep you afloat for now. The cove being one of them.
I didn't even know that Gecko could plant up there, Doug.
Yeah, a little hop up onto the box.
He literally jumped up.
Yeah. Those little legs putting in work. Rise just got her ult back.
Thrash is going again.
And there it is, used once more.
Such a
Thrash
good
looking to
character.
find some targets. The spam's through on Denoya. This is a really hard situation for Shopify to pull back off. I mean, it's planned it out. It's such an exposed area. You're just going to get spammed and peppered from literally everywhere. And then you get pushed from 410 all over the place. Meltup's alone in a 1v3. It's not even halved right now. There's no way out.
Enemy remaining.
Jeez.
Well, Mel got her 3. Ooh. That's another round for DCM as they get up to 5.
That was the bonus round as well, if I'm correct, Doug. That's a huge round to win. And honestly, that may have been the best round I've seen from Decimate in this series. They actually played it perfect, right? The trade on floor, not letting floor go off and get multiple kills, getting the bomb down with the cove, and then playing out and playing
One enemy remaining.
just a game of cat and mouse with each other to make sure that this retake was impossible for SR. And I was talking about the Gecko not getting value on their defense side, but it got so much value there on the attack, especially picking the orb up on that post plant.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That was crazy. Nah,
problem
that
with
was
this, though?
crazy.
Yeah, the problem with this, though, is that it's great on a numbers advantage. They can't really scoop up the weapon because it's being protected by carry. And the only other weapon they really have is a judge, and it's currently playing in the pit on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, but Floor has a deagle and light armor.
That's true. Fair counterpoint. True. Noya getting another. Rise is going to find a perfect timing. The judge is going to come over very late, but they're standing on spike. If they can hold it, they've got a shot at this. Sarah falls. Floor trying to get away. The spike's been picked up. And you've got to be expecting the flank at this point, right?
No way.
You haven't seen her for so long. Floor's 1 HP and Mel has a Vandal.
Last player
She has a
standing.
Vandal. She can pull this off. Carry 8 bullets. Floor's so far away, but she's grabbed 1 too.
Floor's so smart. Wait, is this turret gonna kill Floor? Floor's 1
1
HP.
HP. Forget the turret killing Floor. Floor drops carry. They had such a great shot at that.
Oh my god, I have to see that back from Floor's POV. I don't know if that's possible, Doug, but I have to see that from Floor's POV. That must have been such a fast kill. Because that turret was primed and ready. But the heads up play from Floor to like actually just reflank to Snowman there.
Oh, and to get a weapon too, I think was just perfect. Oh, I don't know that we're gonna get it. I hope we do.
That's all right. But it must have been very, very fast because that turret was literally locked on
Yep.
to Floor.
It was intended to cover that exact angle. You're right.
And I think you're gonna see Floor try to disrupt this A default that we've been seeing the last couple of rounds. Maybe understanding what the gap is.
She tried.
Wow. Wanna know what happened
Sarah
there?
falls too. Yeah, tell me.
I don't know how Sarah fell, but Floor died right there because of the wall that came out from Misu. It tagged her last second.
And slowed her a little bit.
Slowed her, so the movement is just not there.
Spike
Yeah.
down A.
I think the mosh pit at her feet also didn't help things. I mean, this is a beautiful round from DCM, and yes, it's off of, forced errors, but it's a great round from DCM nonetheless.
Yeah, and this is why defaulting on this map is so good for teams, right? Because it's so reliable and consistent. Specifically on a map like this, it's so hard to catch the timings to kill people at A, right? As the defending side, even if you know the utility. I mean, Floor understood what util was being shown there. Like, everyone on SR knows what they're doing on this A default, right? And they thought they had the timing, but it's just not quite there.
And so Decimate continue to push things and keep it competitive. Much more than we saw on the last map, much more than we saw the last time they played Icebox. They've got to fight in this thing. Rise has her ult again.
I do wonder why Floor isn't doing this Vandal with somebody else and using her knives.
We'll see if it pays off.
Did the Gecko ult see her? No. Rash does not
I don't
see
think
her.
so, no. Still has to dash away, give up the space. Sarah falls. There's Floor with the Vandal, 1 found. Gonna have to find a whole lot more, though. There's the second. Not able to connect on the third. Mel, again, with the judge. In a 1vx. Very far away from this situation. No real opportunity to upgrade a weapon either.
She's still gunning for you.
That Gecko ult is just proven to be so good at this A site. Decimate really they look really good when they work this A side of the map. I don't think they look nearly as good on mid or at B. So this A default, I mean, if it's working every single time. Why not keep doing it, right?
Oh, 1000%. I think also, I mean, not even just thinking about the macro, but you think about some of the mentality of the players. There's a shot at this. Like, you've got to start believing at this point, right? That Icebox, you have a shot at it. Yeah, it's their map, but you've kept it competitive. You won 5 of the last 6.
Yep, and the team that Shopify played on this map before this, it was a 13-0. So the fact that they're making Shopify take a timeout in the first place, I mean, that should speak in itself to give the team confidence for Decimate.
Yep.
And Emlu has really been a crutch right now for this team. I feel like she's had so many impact kills on this half specifically. Like bailing her team out pretty much. Like even in that round where Zan went down early, right? Second round of the half, getting the trades instantly. Those are so important to get.
We'll see what Effie's has to say on the other side of this and how they make the adjustments. You're right, that A default has just been so problematic for Shopify.
It's tough, Doug. It's tough to break the leader. It's tough to break the Gecko Eye when they're both coming out at the same time, and then also with a harbor wall that's splitting off people from heaven and etc. It's kind of like a push-pull aspect that you have to play, right? Like you gotta allow Decimate to use their default utility on A, right? Play for that second, maybe even third layer, and then explode right after, right?
Right.
That's what I think you're gonna have to see. And pretty wise right now, understanding that mid was a lot of success for Shopify. Mid aggression was a lot of success for Shopify on their defense, right? Setting up KJ on A now.
I mean, they're about to try it.
Boom.
I mean, they peek right around and they just drop 2.
Case in point.
Where do they go from here, though? What's the adjustment out from DCM? It has to be big, it has to be notable, and it has to be fast.
They have to do something aggro here, and that's a huge pick.
I mean, that's a great start. But they crumble anyway.
Wait.
Everything potentially falling apart, and it does.
You already see the adaptation from SR. All right, we've been losing the A fight every single time. Let's just put KJ there, clear out all of mid, and then over rotate. You know, it's simple. It's truly is that simple because they understand that they've been struggling at taking this A side of the map, and perhaps they understand that maybe Decimate knows that as well, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's a great adjustment on the other side of the timeout. Again, feeling the value of FEs, and that's going to force a timeout from Decimate.
And now look at the ults from SR, right? You have KJ ult. I think I saw something else on the board. But again, you'll probably see this KJ playing towards this A site and just playing retake with the KJ ult. And yeah, you can know as the attacking side that that's probably the case, but it's so hard to deal with.
Right.
And what I'm wondering from the side of SR is I'm wondering if you're going to see Floor play with the KJ ult or if she's going to go aggressive in the mid or B area again. Because a lot of teams, they'll make it obvious that they're playing retake, but also have like the main duelist player there to catch somebody off guard. Perhaps Decimate won't use full utility to take the actual A site, right? Thinking that it's retake. So we'll see what Floor decides to do into this round. Decimate. I mean, had they have had a better defense, this could be a very close game.
Yeah.
The way that they're playing attack.
Yeah, we could be tied up potentially at this point or very close to it. They've had a very impressive attack side.
Yeah, and they're playing as a team, right? Like it's what I said from the end of last map, right? Like they were actually winning a lot of exchanges in favor of them. This time actually being able to close out the round, and I think it's just because of the nature of the map. It just makes it easier to play post plants and play together.
Shopify 1 round away from disposing of DCM and moving on. Meanwhile, DCM trying to put up as much of an unrelenting fight as they can. It's that A hit. They're just playing off-site. And they have Noya's ult for retake.
How does DCM play the post plant, Doug? Are they going to go aggro and screens? It looks like they kind of want to. Like, they should know that this KJ ult will be coming through.
Did that melt? I think it did. It melted Wingman. So it's not like the utility's going to be able to push it. There's that aggressive peek you were mentioning. They've got the pit down 2. What a free one as Misu fades away.
They're so good at A site. They're so good at this A site. And I hope I don't jinx them here. I hope I don't.
Noya had the lockdown, no longer around. 25 HP as Zan falls. I think you may have. They're going to have to get through the pit. It's still up. They're still dancing around it. A 2v2. Spike ticking away. Sarah's gone exploring. And Sarah will fall. Now Floor with the Phantom. Trying to spam on his pit. And there it goes. But there's not a time.
No way!
Floor gets 4. Floor's got the round. Floor's got the series. You've got to be kidding me.
No charges left. Defenders.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Floor's just on another level against
Unbelievable.
all odds. I mean, this team is unreal.
The Red Bull clutch to close out the series. Floor striking at just the right time, hitting him in just the right places.
That's crazy. That kill on the Viper ult is crazy.
I mean, the pit was everything. That's what was supposed to secure the round. And yeah, it was Noya who popped off. Floor closed things out at the end. Another complete effort from Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, and you know what? This is really good for Shopify because now they have something to look at, right? They have demo now to see what their gaps are, how they can be a better team, right? Because they weren't really tested at all in their last Icebox, but I actually think that Decimate did a really good job of exposing the defense of Shopify on this map.
It's just unreal. Unbelievable what they've been able to pull off, man. Floor's crazy. Noya's crazy. Alexa, I mean, they finally got pushed a little bit, and they got pushed in ways that honestly we didn't really expect, given how Icebox started, given the history of what took place yesterday. Decimate showed a lot of fight. I know you, at the end of the previous map, you were trying to sell a little bit of hope, right? A little bit of copium. I believe it now. If you try to sell me now, I'm with you. I wasn't after Breeze, but I am a little bit more now.
Yeah, they really didn't look that bad. If they can figure out their defense in further series in this tournament, I mean, who knows? Or just in the future in general, right? If they can figure out their defense side on that map, they actually really have a strong Icebox. So I understand why they allowed that map to go through. They were clearly confident on it, and they had a great game plan on attack. Maybe they should pick attack next time, because that was the map pick of SR. So maybe they should be the ones that set the pace instead of having the fight come to them.
They pushed them as best as they could. It was heroics once again from who else but Floor to close things out. Shopify 2-0, Decimate, and we are going to take a break. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I'm definitely glad that we did not 13-0 curse this series. But we were right that Shopify Rebellion are going to be taking the win, closing out the series 2-0 over Decimate. I do think that this was a really fun series to be watching, though, Wyatt, because even with the Shopify Rebellion win, I feel like we actually got to see quite a competitive series with a lot of big step-ups coming out from Decimate.
Yeah, absolutely. They really showed so much potential in this series. Lest we forget, they're a new team. They just got signed. They're going up against the probably undisputed GOAT team of Game Changers globally. And they had a really nice showing. They had a lot of rounds where you could believe in what they could become. But at the end of the day, again, I mean, he's going up against the GOATs. And it's expected that Shopify, they're going to win this game. And they did. They did exactly what they needed to do and what was expected of them.
It's difficult when you're going up against Shopify, a team that has all this technical skill. They have the strats, they have the aim, and then right when you need it most, they have the heroics. Just in those moments where maybe a round seems a little lost, and ending on one as well, that 4K coming out from Floor Gomps. I mean, it's just tough because there's so many hurdles for Decimate to overcome to even try and make things competitive here.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like they have overcome a hurdle, and I think that first hurdle is to just beating all odds, right? This is Icebox. This was a map we heavily leaned towards for Shopify Rebellion, and like Wyatt said, yes, they did win exactly what they came here to do, but it wasn't as easy as it quote-unquote should have been, and I think that's something that is insane that Decimate can even really pull through with. Of course, they put up a hell of a fight.
They did, and some of the kills that they got, I mean, we're used to sitting here watching Fluorescent get these crazy kills and going, oh, wow, sheesh. And Decimate having some of the moments, they surely showed that they have the capabilities, and they also have that confidence, Wyatt, too, and being able to take some of these fights and put that pressure on Shopify, which I think was really important for me to see in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. It was nice to see individuals have their moments where they could step up to a team like Shopify, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to be one of the top competitors in the region, if you're trying to qualify for the international events, you have to be able to go toe-to-toe with a team like Shopify in terms of the firepower. But even more promising for me really was their team play throughout, and despite having moments where that faltered, I feel like we saw enough positive signs in that direction that it gives me hope for the future of what this team can be. Because we saw those moments where they were able to set up Zan, and Zan capitalized with some really good off play. And those are the examples that are, just very positive, bode well for what we can see from this team. Still, it's not like they're knocked out of the tournament, but, for a new team, you're looking down the line as well.
Yeah, and I do want to, while we're talking about the fact we do have this lower bracket run now for Decimate ahead, I want to again focus in on the good that we got to see coming out from this team, because we talked about it for Breeze, that we got to see a couple of these rounds, like the utility was super good, they having these good ideas, and again, when we're looking at this series, I feel like we got to see even more of that. They didn't really necessarily falter in those good fundamentals and team play they had.
Their attack rounds on Icebox were, obviously they were really good. That's where they racked up all the rounds. And it was these A executes with some nice utility, setting up Zan to get deep into the site. These forward positions where you can get a kill on the Reyna and then dismiss away if you need to, or get that heal to keep the position. The Gecko utility in tandem with the Harbor utility, everything they were doing there was nice, and it was an unorthodox composition, and they came in with some of their own little ideas and way to play this comp, which was awesome to see.
Yeah, it was just as coordinated as last time, I feel like, and that's something I really did like to see out of Decimate, especially with the, I guess you could say, short amount of time that they have been together as a roster, really trying to figure things out, as well as obviously going up against one of the best teams in the Game Changer scene. They handle themselves, and I will say this every single time I talk about this team, they handled themselves very, very well.
But of course, we should talk about Shopify Rebellion a little bit more. And by that, I mean talk to Shopify Rebellion with our Verizon post-match interview. And I will get the pleasure of sitting down and talking to Noya. Congratulations on the win. I'm glad we got to see more of you coming out today, because yesterday it was the Fluorescent show. First map, Noya, we really got to see a lot more coming out from you. What was that big difference in today where we actually got to see that fragging potential that you got?
I don't even know what the difference is. I don't think I changed how I play in any crazy way. I just think yesterday Flo was just running it down. She was just killing everybody, and it was just impossible for me to even get like to see a lot of people. I think that's only really the difference.
So it's just Floor having to let anyone else on the kill get a couple of kills for them to show up. That's definitely, that sounds pretty accurate. This series I think was a lot of fun to watch too, with actually having an opponent here that was putting a little bit of pressure on Shopify Rebellion when we looked at Icebox. What was it about the composition or how they were playing that they were allowed to get a couple of rounds under you guys?
I mean, I think just their ASIC was obviously like super like coordinated. Their util was very overwhelming, so like playing on side was like almost impossible, I would say. And like I think we recognized that with attack, and like that's how we like won out. But yeah, just their ASIC being incredible.
So then at that point with the unorthodox comp, this utility that's coming out, where do you find those little windows for Shopify Rebellion to be coming out on top and getting those couple of last rounds to close out the match?
I mean, we keep it calm, and we like talk about what can we do to counter this, and like we had plans in case what we tried didn't work, but luckily it worked to just like play retake with or like KGL and like just keep it calm.
Calm, cool, collected. Super nice coming out from the squad. And with that, now moving on within this upper bracket still, how are you feeling about the Shopify Rebellion's gameplay in the main event so far in comparison to what we got to see coming out from you guys in the qualifiers?
I think we're like looking a lot better. Obviously, we've been practicing a lot. Like we've just been focusing on keeping calm and like just comms in general, and it's been like improving a lot. As you can see, like we're not losing as many rounds. We're not dropping like maps left and right now, so it's good. Everyone's confident.
Love to hear of that confidence, especially too. Your next opponent is going to be one of the two teams that Shopify Rebellion did drop a map to in the qualifiers. You're either up against FlyQuest Red or Passion Project. Is there a team that you're a little bit more excited to play off against, or someone that you'd really like that rematch up against?
I would prefer playing Passion Project because they're like a free agent team, but they're a really promising free agent team, and I like to see like they practice a lot and they seem like they're improving a lot, and I want to see how they are to play against now.
They've been putting in the work, so I'm definitely excited for that matchup if they're managing to take down FlyQuest to be moving on. Of course, I want to let you go hang out with the team. Early night ahead again for you all yet again, but before I let you go, Noya, do you have any final words?
I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I think that's it. I'll see you tomorrow? Day after, maybe? Don't know when we're playing again.
Real soon. Thank you so much, Noya, for your time. Congratulations again on the win and just catching up. Always just being great. Of course, that's going to be ending our first series of the day, Shopify Rebellion with the 2-0, but we still have Passion Project and FlyQuest Red up next after this short break.
Rachel, you okay?
No. I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
Okay, that's dramatic. Better plan's Verizon. Everyone can trade in their old phone and get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with AI on them.
A new phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Wait, I'm on Verizon. Can I still get it?
Yeah.
I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 in value, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I was taught to hustle through the pain. My body and soul, without each what will I gain? So many try to use me, would not help pave the way. But man, that's just life, there ain't really much to say. I'm the one, I know I'm the one, everybody follow me. The one they all trying to beat, I know that I gotta be. I've been training hard, I'm ready for any rivalry. I lost it all but kept the fight in me. Now look, I've been laying low, but speak on me and I'ma show up. My squad full of bosses, can't let anybody hoe us. Yeah, my life is sweet, I got the whip and doing donuts. Wanna live like me, well here's the contract, you ain't know what. I signed up to grind, I signed up to be the best, man. Chin up when I hustle, I can't focus on the next, man. They said that I gotta work, I said, oh yeah, I'm on it. Cause when it's said and done, we gon' see who really want it. Yeah, who really want it? Who really want it? Yeah, I'm getting better and better and only focus on cheddar. Who really want it? Yeah, who really want it? Who really want it? Yeah, I'm working hard and I'll show them. When out the water, I blow them. Who really want it?
Who really want it? It's really the question of the day. Y'all talk a lot, but I don't see y'all walk a lot. You know?
Fighter is my name, legendary is my aim. Already legendary, y'all know that we ain't the same. Whether sun or rain, ain't nobody else to blame. The life I live is mine, so I control the change. Tell me that I'll lose, tell me y'all don't see my vision. Tell me that I'm no one and I got some competition. I'ma show you what it looks like when you never listen. Open your eyes and pay attention. I'm on a new level. Hell no, I can't settle. Gonna be the best and I'ma show more than I tell you. I am not impressed because you got a little metal. I'm here to take you down and bring the heat like I'm the devil. I can show you light, yeah, I can show you heaven. I can show you how to win when you think that you're failing. What I tell you, yeah, you gotta work, yeah, you gotta be on it. Cause when it's said and done, we gon' see who wins.